and welcome back for this part 6 of our video series introducing Strength and Honour. We're in the second phase, if you like, of the actual battle itself, and if you were watching last time you'll see that I'm under a lot of pressure. The game really going against me in that first phase of play, so now I've got to look to turn it round and do something that puts pressure on Mark. So that's what we're going to do now. Mark, gladiators, are you ready? Let's take our places and get started. Right, now I'm back here. You had a reversal of fortune with your hairy people in the woods. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move this legion here because I really do want somebody over there. I'm not wasting my best legion doing it. So that's a straightforward manoeuvre. I've rolled 3, which means they go 1 square.
1 square, so remember
right.
There's 2 squares and
so. Oh right,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
Absolutely. Well, you know, if you can't cheat in your own table, when can you cheat?
Well, that's the joy of your grid mechanism. It's pretty hard to overmeasure. So.
Right, so down the hill we go with these guys. Let's see where we get to. A 1.
Oh, dear,
that's an atrocious result.
The 7th don't want to move for you.
We've got to try here, haven't we? We've got to try here. 5.
2 squares.
So 1, 2.
You're going to go the whole hog. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, you could choose just to be a little bit more cautious and try to maintain the line, but you're obviously throwing caution to the wind now.
Caution went a long time ago. So down here we go with my veteran legion.
2 again.
5. They go 2. So we're crunching forward with those. That puts these in a ridiculous situation.
Well, they can turn to face the
Why
other
on
way.
earth did I do that? But yeah, before we do that, I'm actually going to activate this legion up here, and they 3, so they're moving down there. So we've got a bit of a staggered line thing going on here, which is not terrible.
Pretty well, no, it's
not
good.
Terrible. The 10th.
You could turn to face with them, but you've also got your cavalry to worry about.
I know. I'm going to
You could try to reorganise your cavalry there, couldn't you?
How would I do that? Tell me. I need to do a reorder activation.
Yeah, so you can need to reform and reorder over there.
Yeah.
To do that, then you'd activate the unit, and you would need to roll 7 or better on your discipline. So, which is 2 die 6. So you stand a pretty good chance of doing it. But if you fail it, there is a possibility it goes even worse than that.
Yeah.
And if you fail it as well, it's also a reversal of fortune. So again, your legion over here wouldn't get a chance to manoeuvre.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think I'd be tempted to try and turn them round first, but it's up to you, really.
I think I'm going to do that. So I need 2 movement. I can roll a 1. So they simply fail, but it's not a reversal of fortune.
No.
So that's all I've got left to do.
Well, you've got the Numidians over here, remember, skulking in the
woods.
woods.
But they're still skulking.
You're going to stay skulking?
I like it in there.
Oh, I don't like them in there.
No.
They're a right pain.
Yeah, I know. That's why I like them in there. Right, so I'm going to activate these guys here. If this roll goes wrong, can I use any of my re-rolls?
Yes, you can use your defence ones.
Right,
So you've got potential.
So I rolled 2d6 to try and reform them. I rolled a 3, so I'm going to burn one of my command points, my defence points. So I've taken that dice and discarded it, and I'm going to roll again. I've rolled 7.
Oh, just enough.
Just enough
to reorder on the hill.
To reorder them. Blimey.
That's not so disastrous now, is it?
No, but it was a squeaky moment.
And also, crucially, you've now used 2 of your command dice now.
I've been sapping.
You've used 1 from your strategy to turn away from that flank.
Yeah.
And you've used 1 of your defence dice. So now, in fact, we've got equal command dice on our command boards.
No, you're doing better. Oh well, I've got with generalship. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you've got the generalship as well there. But yeah, that's not too bad. I'm enjoying this.
Right, you'll go, mate.
Right. I need to take advantage of that cavalry on their own still, but in fact that's been really awkward, them rallying up there.
Cool.
Oh. What do I activate next? Very tempting to try and get these warband forward. Very tempted to try and get this cavalry forward. I'm going to now try and bring forward my general over here. I'm going to try and take on those legions on that right flank. Well, they're still a bit exposed on the end of the line there.
Okay.
I'm going to just... let's roll for movement. I've rolled a 1.
Right, well, there we go. But you've got your general there, so he could re-roll that using his
I
1.
could do, but I'm not going to.
His 1 generalship dice.
I'm going to risk the fact that my cavalry over here will activate for movement again over here.
I'm obviously trying to get you to burn dice doing silly
I'm not going
things.
to burn dice. At 6, right, there's 3 squares going forward over here.
There you go. 3 into contact.
So you're into contact, but I didn't declare a charge, which means
Right.
You can imagine someone chucking javelins, but nothing in there that's really
Right.
going to significantly be.
Did you intentionally not declare a charge? Yes, because you didn't want it to be a reversal of fortune.
Exactly that. I just wanted to move up there. I thought there was too risky of a roll there for
Got
me.
you. Yeah.
Right then, so with my infantry here, now I've got to choose what to do with them. I think again I'm going to. What am I going to do now? I'm going to try to do my flanking move next. I'm going to ignore them for the moment. So let's try and get the flanking move. I need a 3 up now. Surely, third time lucky, Mr. Clark.
You'd think they would be coming on at some point.
I've got a 4. So luckily, these now are going to turn up. So we've got 2 ferocious warbands over here. In fact, one of them genuinely is pretty ferocious because they're the half-naked Bowie tribe over here, or however you pronounce it. I'm not quite sure. It's ever so tempting to go towards your veteran legion.
Do they get to move now? Immediately?
No, they just turn up on the side of the table over here. So there's our Tulingi, and these are going to be our Bowie tribe over here. I think I want them like that, but I'm not sure. Right then, let's see how they get on. So that's their activation there, that's successful. What do I do with this awful battle line over here of mine? What do I do with those skirmishers? Let's now try and move those skirmishers. So I'm going to activate the skirmishers for movement. And I rolled a 6. Okay, that's 3 movement squares. Okay, that's good enough to do what I wanted to do. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 like so over there.
Okay.
Which is a bit of a gamble again, but it's all right.
Well, I like to see him running away from me. That's perfect.
Yeah. Well, we're going to try and come around and help out in the combo over there.
Yeah.
Okay. Right then. I might regret that in a minute, but hey. Over here then. Over here. If I advance too far forward, I'm going to be horribly flanked. I can't control how far forward I'm going to go. Right, I'm going to try and move forward then with my Helvetti superior warband here.
Okay.
I'll go for 2 squares.
Right.
1, 2. Now the temptation here is now to charge.
That tees you up perfectly to be able to support any attack here because you gain a flank support for it.
Yeah, but you'll have the flank over here as well.
That's true. But that's the time when you want to move them forward.
Right then. Well, it's time to throw caution to the wind now.
I think it is, mate.
The Carnixes blow.
Yeah.
The warriors stand out in front beating their shields.
Yeah.
We're going to charge now with our Raki warband.
You're going in the middle, right? Okay.
Let's go in.
There you go.
I rolled a 2, which is just enough.
Just
because I need to roll
enough.
2 up there to get the charge in.
Right.
So in go the Raki, in go the Tigurini behind them, supporting them. And now we've got our first combat from the infantry, haven't we?
We have.
So we've got to work out now what our odds are.
Yeah.
Richard, you've got a 8th Legion there, which is a regular Legion.
Yeah.
They've got 4 combat strength.
Yeah.
They've got a unit of skirmishers
Yeah.
who have got a skirmish line out in front.
Yeah.
So that's going to give you now a +1 bonus.
So that's up to 5.
And secondly, you've got a flanking unit from
Yeah.
the 9th Legion who are going to offer them support as well on the flank.
So that's up to 6.
Up to 6. Yeah, very good.
So
I've got 3 for my Iraqi warband.
Yeah.
However, I am charging, which gives me 4.
Because you get a charge bonus because you're wild and hairy.
That's right.
Right.
I add an extra 1 for the support from the rear,
That's 5.
and I get 1 from the superior warband on the
That's
right hand side there.
6.
So we've got equal
Even
scores there. So
Stevens.
6 is normally a very good score,
Yeah.
but unfortunately we're both in a pretty strong place. Now,
Yeah.
I could have done something else there, which is I could have tried to bring these forward over here.
Yeah.
I need to hold something quite high and go for a zone of control over
You
here to
do.
do that. So I've decided against doing that at the moment, which
Right.
is risky.
Yeah.
But there we are. So it's going to be a 1 dice fight
It
over
is.
here.
So roll your
And I'm
dice.
going to be reliant on possibly using my attack dice if I need to
Yeah.
here.
Because this is a key moment. If
This
you
is
can,
a key.
If
If
you
I
can
can make
do
a hole
damage
now.
here, yeah.
This is going to be it. Oh,
A
my
1.
word.
Atrocious.
A 1 would be a repulsed result.
So you do not want that. So I take it you are burning your dice. Surely.
Stop calling me Shirley. Right. Okay, I'm going to burn my first one of my command dice then. So I'm going to take up my attack dice then. I'm going to re-roll that dice
Roll
then.
that
Let's
dice.
hope for something better. I rolled a 5. Great
Right.
advance.
Much better. But unless I can bounce it, and I rolled a 3, so I failed.
Oh.
So I rolled to see how far I go back, get pushed back. So I rolled a 6.
2 squares.
1.
So just be back in line with that. This one here. That's it
Yeah.
there.
And we rolled to see, because my skirmishers were in combat, we rolled to see if my skirmish attachment is destroyed, and on a roll of 3 it is.
It is.
So not only have you won the fight, you've also chipped away at my combat ability. I take a setback card and I roll, I believe, for my discipline rating.
Yeah, it's going well so far.
9.
Oh,
so my discipline's held.
Good. So you can imagine that the front cohort's been pushed back.
Yeah.
Luckily, you're in that nice, strong AAA season. You've fallen back up the hill there.
Yeah.
Now, I've got to follow up here because I'm a warband unit. So both the Iraqi and the Tikirini then going to follow up into this gap here, charge on up the hill. And I rolled a 3. Now 3 is only 1 square.
Right.
Which does mean next turn you should be able to countercharge me quite nicely.
Does a bit, doesn't it? Yeah.
In theory, but not necessarily. Going to make contact now because we've now got a gap between our units. You can now choose to bring forward your supporting
and
reserve line.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to do
up to the front there to reform the line. Now, if we'd stayed in contact, you couldn't do that.
No, had your follow-up brought you up to here,
Yep.
we wouldn't have fought again immediately, but I wouldn't have been able to send forward my skirmishers. Right, so whilst I lost that, there were a couple of things there that were positive for me. It's enabled me to reform my line, it's enabled me to refresh my skirmish screen, so not the end of the world.
I'm now regretting on this flank over here, I'm going to have to refuse that there.
Right.
I'm really worried about that bit there for the moment. I've got to refuse it for one more turn, but it does expose my flank here. But then, of course, if you turn into it, then I've got a lovely charge into them as well.
So you have, that's right.
It might just pay dividends just to hit me from the front now.
Are you done? Is it my go?
I'm trying to look at everything I've done, so I've activated. I failed to activate over here. Activate, but I'm not going to do anything, and they've activated. Oh, that's a pretty successful turn, I'll take that.
Okay, I'll go forward. 6.
Stop.
But I'm just going to go 1.
Stop.
What?
You've got to move for the zone of control of my unit.
I do, don't I? And there's a chance I won't do that, isn't there?
There is, But it's 2 up to do that, so it should be alright.
Yeah, that's right. Right, I've rolled 6. So they're happy. So they'll go forward 1.
Yep.
That's what they're going to do. Okay. These guys are now going to move forward.
Okay, that's a clever move.
3.
1 square.
Bollocks. Damn. I'll re-roll that.
Okay.
Can I re-roll that? Can I spend a movement point
you can
to re-roll
it?
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Yeah, I am, because I want to go 2.
Oh,
that puts me there.
It's cunning, this one, isn't it?
I know.
It's like he's played the game before.
That's why I put them there. Right. I'm now going to charge with these.
Lovely.
2. 1 square. It's just enough. Right.
Oh dear, this isn't good. So, you've got now a strength of 4.
Yeah.
You've got a unit of skirmishers, that's 5. You charge it downhill, that's 6.
Yeah.
So you've got 6 there with them. Now I've got 3, and I've got an extra rank behind me, which is now in a zone of control, which means it doesn't count. So I've got 3 combat, and I'm halved as well. So I'm now rounding it down to 1. So it's 6 plays 1. Now the best odds you get 3 to 1. That means you're going to roll 3 dice.
Watch me roll 3 terrible dice. I've got a 6, 2 3s and a 6. So I'm discarding the 3s and I'll have the 6. Brilliant. So can you
counter on the 6?
You haven't. You cheeky git. You cheeky git.
Dear.
Perfectly set up, and you go and spoil my day.
Sorry, it's going to be one of those days today, isn't it?
You spoil my day. Right.
They're not going to last long there, mind you, with a unit in the flank. Next turn you can be hitting me again. So what's your skirmishers there then?
Not the blooming point. Right. 3, they go.
Oh dear.
So I've burnt off my skirmishers, they're evaporating.
But you're in a great position there now.
I'm not in a bad position.
Next turn it's going to be pretty awkward for me.
I'm going to move.
Just move, not charge?
The thing is, if I charge, do I go through your...
You'll need to roll to get to my zone of control, but you are 3 up to do that. If you fail it though, it would be a reversal of fortune. You've got some safer moves to do, haven't you, potentially?
I have, that's what I'm thinking.
So you might want to choose to do those first.
So I'm going to move this one here. So these guys here, they roll a 4, which is 2. Yeah?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, these guys here, they are going to move forward. 6.
3 squares if you want it.
I think I'll...
2, I would go.
I think I'll take 3.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Right, and we're going to combat here.
It's a 1 dice fight then.
It is a 1 dice fight, but I've got to do it, because I've got to win. 1! Man.
Do you start spending
Can I use an attack dice to re-roll?
You can, yeah. It can be sensible, but
burn an attack point.
you're getting through those commands.
I'm burning them off like mad. 5, but it was worth it.
Five's a good one. Right then, I'll try and count that one a 5. I rolled a 2, so my cavalry there are being advanced upon.
Right.
I'm being pushed back.
Yeah.
Back and forth over here on this flank. I go backwards in 2 squares over here.
Yeah.
And annoyingly, now you're going to be able to follow up in a second. So I'm going to take a setback card. That's my second setback. You're on 3 now, aren't you? I'm on 2.
Right.
But crucially, I've got to take the important
discipline
check. Now, I've only got 7 discipline, just like you had.
Yeah.
Let's see if I'm lucky.
You are lucky.
So
So do I follow up?
You do.
Roll the dice.
Sure. So you're straight into us there, yeah. Now that's advantageous to you because at the moment you can obviously attack the flank of my skirmishes as well.
That's right. Now, does that happen now?
No, it doesn't. No, it's going to happen next turn. Then. So I've got a bit of a chance there to reorientate myself in my turn now.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Charge.
So you've got 2 squares to make. You failed to charge, so it's a reversal of fortune.
I'm not saying a word.
There's been a lot of ones there today. There's been a lot of ones.
Well, there we go. Right. Okay.
So the battle is now finally balanced here, isn't it? We've got huge swarms of cavalry and skirmishers on one flank. The infantry are crunching into each other in the centre.
And my fabulously clever manoeuvre didn't get quite the effect I wanted.
Well, it didn't pay off last turn, but you know what? I suspect the next turn I'm going to be in a lot of trouble there unless I get very, very lucky.
I suspect you might be right, but I need to do something. You'll go, mate. You'll go.
Right then. Well, I've got some interesting ones and some not so interesting ones. The safe ones over here, then I'm trying to move up my infantry over here because these are relatively safe, easy rolls.
Yeah, I'm moving for you. You roll the dice.
Okay, so could I please? Yeah, I'll move the Chilingi first then. 5, that's 2 squares. Yeah, so they're going to be just there. And then the Bowie, I rolled 1 square, so there we go. Well, they're coming on, but will they come on in time to affect this big battle down here? I'm hoping they can. I just need a couple of good activations there. Right then. I have, however, got some nice ones over here still to do. I'd really like to punch your way over here.
That could be nasty, couldn't it?
It could be nasty. It would also, crucially, save the flank of these
Yeah,
guys.
that's right.
But I've also got a nice charge here as well with the cavalry against your raw troops.
Yeah.
And your raw troops aren't that great. So I'm going to try and charge my Helvetti into your raw legion, into the 11th. I've rolled a 3. So that's enough then to get me into combat.
In they go, yeah.
Now I've got a combat strength of 4, and your combat strength is only 3 with the legions.
Right on.
So I'm going to roll 2 dice.
Yeah.
So I've got a higher number. I rolled a 3 and a 5. I'm going to take the 5, please.
And I've failed to back that away. So
you're going to now get pushed back. So you have to roll for your pushback.
See how far? 2.
1 square.
So 1 square.
Okay. You pick up yet another set.
Set back. I'm collecting these. I've nearly got the set. Right.
And it's a 5, so it's a discipline check now. This is going to be a bit worrying. I've got 7 discipline.
6. Failed.
So you've only got
disordered.
No, they're not, Richard.
Oh,
no. You could choose now if you wanted to use your defence dice. Or you'd have to roll to if they rout, disorder or retreat.
Oh, bloody hell. I'm going to burn my final defence point. I'm burning these like... right, 8. They've just made it.
So your Roman forces are just about clinging on here, but look at that command board at the moment.
I know.
You've spent a lot of stuff very early on.
Story of my life, mate.
Well, I didn't like to say. Right then, I'm going to follow up here with my cavalry.
Okay.
I rolled a 1, so they failed to follow up.
Sure, thank God for that.
Well, that's problematic. Right, however, I've got some nice ones to do, and I've got some risky ones to do. The best one is the charge in here, which is going to be a 1 dice fight.
Yeah.
The other option is I'll try and turn around and get a 2 dice fight over there, but it's a bit risky. I'm going to try and manoeuvre now then with my skirmisher. So let's roll to see if my movement, my skirmisher over there. I rolled 5, which is enough to turn around the spot. And I'll wheel around to face you, but I'm going to need to do a manoeuvre check.
Yeah.
And normally I need 2 up with my manoeuvre check because that's my manoeuvrability score. But here I'm inside your zone of control, which means manoeuvring's a little bit harder now. I'm conscious of the fact there's people hitting me in the flank and things, so I'm trying to rotate around. So I'm going to need a 3 up now to do that.
Okay.
I've just about rolled a 3, which is great. So they're now facing towards you.
Yeah.
Now the advantage with that now is that now I get them as a support unit.
Yeah.
So I'm now going to activate my Helvetti for a combat activation.
Yeah, because you could have activated them to fight, But could you have made that a fight or not?
I could have done that as a charge, yeah, I could have done, but it's risky
It's
because if I
risky,
failed the charge in there.
And
it's
the other
reverse
thing is,
fortune.
their combat strength isn't great, and them supporting would push it up a bit, but their combat strength is pretty good, and that pushes it up and makes it a 2 dice fight.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to take advantage.
Yeah.
Every time you get a 2 dice or 3 dice fight, that's when you're going to be taking them.
Yeah.
The 1 dice is a fairly risky.
Yeah, sure.
You can also fight if you've got a lower score, but that's even riskier still. So I'm going to try and take advantage over that.
Okay.
So I rolled a 4 and a 1, so it's, I'm going to take that 4
Yeah.
because I choose a high dice.
5, no, I failed to.
So you're going to be pushed back again over there then.
Right, so roll the dice, see how far I go. 3.
That's 2 squares.
Back 2 squares. 1, 2, yeah.
And you're going to pick up a 5th setback. So on average, then most of these setbacks have got about 1 on them.
Yeah.
1 and a bit. So you're sort of on the way to your army break point, but it's still a long way off.
A long way off, yeah.
Nothing significantly bad's happened so far.
No.
Right then, now is the time to risk the big charge. And it's dangerous this, because I know as soon as I go in here, if I don't make a hole, then you're going to be able to swing around on my flank with your skirmishers, and my line is in real trouble at that point now. But I think I've got to try and relieve pressure on the Iraqi, and I've got to keep punching.
Yeah.
And let's see what we can do then. So I'm going to try and charge on in here. So I need to get myself a 4 up on the charge roll. Let's try it. Oh no, I've rolled a 2, which means I'm advanced forward 1 square, but it's a failed charge.
All those turnips. You're tripping over the turnips in that arable land, right?
Absolutely. So unfortunately now that means it's a reversal of fortune. So the pressure is off for a moment.
Of fortune, right? Okay. Sorry, I like that. I enjoyed that bit. Right. So we're going to fight here. I think. Can I fight with them supporting?
It doesn't make a great deal of difference. You choose which one you prefer to hit. I think the hitting for the flank is pretty better. Yeah. But you've got yourself 3 dice there against my Iraqi war.
We'll do that.
That should be pretty brutal.
Take that 5. 1, 2, 5. So I'll take the 5. Fortunately.
I defend it. Oh, I failed to defend it. I rolled a 1 this time, so not as fortunate as last time. Right, so I'm now going to be pushed backwards. And I'm going to go 1 square. Now this is going to be really annoying. This is where my line starts becoming all kinds of problems.
Oh, that is nasty.
So I've gone 1 square there.
Yeah.
I take another setback, so this is now my 3rd setback.
Right. And now I'm going to charge.
No, it's a 5. That
oh,
means
sorry.
I've got to take a discipline.
You've got to
check
take
now.
the discipline
This
test,
is the
don't
more
you?
attractive bit now.
Yeah.
And I've rolled a 6 and a 1, a 7, so it's just enough then to hold in line. So the Iraqi are sort of holding it together as a formation, but still in a pretty awkward situation. Now,
so I could activate them to fight now, couldn't I?
Can. The problem is at the moment, this unit here can't follow up at the moment. There's not a big enough gap for the whole legion to get in.
So I think what I might do is charge in with these.
Okay.
It could be a turnover though, couldn't it?
It could be a reversal of fortune, that's right. Yeah, it could be, but you stand a pretty good odds against them. These units here won't now count as support for that unit there, but this one here will.
Let's do it. 4. In they go. Bash. Down we go.
Okay. Now this is going to be pretty punchy here. So you're what are you? You're a regular legion. You've got 4 combat score. You're charging down here. 5. You've got skirmishers. 6. You've got support on either flank. 7, 8 versus my 3. So it's a 3 dice fight here.
6. I'll take the 6. 2, 3, 6. I'm rolling some horrible dice. It's a good job I got 3 dice in the 5.
And I failed it there. 4. Oh dear me. Now this one's interesting because you can't push back more than 1 unit behind you.
No.
So that means if I get pushed back in a second and I can't actually go anywhere, I've rolled a 6, so I'm meant to be moving back 2 squares. And unfortunately, I can't go back 2 squares. Very simply, there's a giant traffic jam of Helvetti in the way. And therefore, automatically, now, they're therefore going to be not only picking up a setback for being pushed backwards, but also they're going to be disordered. So could you please put a disordered counter on them now?
I certainly can. I'll use one of these luxury Lard universal tokens. Right.
Okay. Now, I also now need to roll a discipline check.
You do.
This could be very bad because if I fail this discipline check, that's going to create a rout, which might actually lose me the centre of the line here. It was all looking so good.
How terrible for you. I'm weeping. Double 1? Is that a double 1 I see before me? Well.
Well,
A double one is very bad.
I worked that out.
A double one would mean a catastrophic failure. Although actually, to be honest with you, any sort of failure at this point in time would result in something pretty bad here.
Yeah.
Now, funnily enough, this is a key point about it, and I'm going to be looking towards my command board. Now, fortunately, I've put 2 dice into my defence pool, so I'm going to remove one of my defence pool dice, and I'm now going to try to re-roll that, and let's hope we roll a 7 or better.
I can't blame you,
Although I think it's going to be messy, whatever. I've rolled a double 6.
Double 6.
Now,
Well, that's really good.
Double
isn't
6 is actually very good, because if I roll a double 6, what that means is, in a sheer act of bravery, my boys rally around their standards, below their carnixes, and they also get to remove one of their setback cards there for a successful discipline check.
Well, that went from one extreme to another. So a bit of heroism on the battlefield.
The brave Iraqi, they've been the battle winners. Well, not the battle winners. They've been holding my line there, because without them,
holding back the tears.
If they rout at this point here, it would have catastrophic effects potentially to the main part of my battle line.
I know.
Which is what Mr. Clark, aka JC, is hoping for. Unfortunately for him, we've just about held it. Now, there's one thing you need to do still. Over here, your skirmishers need to roll. Oh dear, the line of skirmishers is broken away.
And I can't bring those forward because no gap has been created by what's happened.
Unfortunately not. But it's still your activation. So.
I know. It's really not. Now I could charge in there, but I'd like to move my Numidian skirmishers.
Okay. Yeah.
6.
Up to 3.
Yeah, but I'm manoeuvring through woods, so I've rolled a 5 for a manoeuvre roll.
So that means you move straight forward,
That's
one square.
all I want to do is go 1 square. If you kindly put that on. And then my Spanish friends of the 9th Legion are going to get their famous eagle out and charge on a 5. So, and Caesar is with these guys charging in. The big fella is giving it large.
So you've got then a combat strength of 4.
Yeah.
You're supported. That makes it 5. Now you're up against a combat strength of 3, and 1 for the supporting warband. That gives you a 2 dice advantage. It's 5v4. 5
and 4, funnily enough.
You're going to take the 5.
I'll take the 5.
Okay, I rolled to defend against. I've rolled a 4. Typical. So unfortunately, there I'm being pushed backwards.
Yeah.
I've rolled a 1, so I'm not being pushed backwards, but I do pick up another setback.
Cards.
We're now at 5 setback cards
5
apiece.
cards apiece.
But this is the risky bit now. I've now got to make another discipline check.
You do. Let's see what you do.
And I've now rolled a 9.
You
so
sail
again, my
through
brave Tigrini are holding the line just about here. Good.
Right. Okay. I'm going to activate this unit.
Yeah.
And they roll 2 for movement.
On more square.
Yeah, but I think they're going to stand still on that. Do they have to move?
No.
Right, good. Because I was actually hoping to do a manoeuvre, and 2 is not enough because it would only be 1 square of movement.
Indeed.
I've got an option there. I could charge with my cavalry, couldn't I?
I think it might be a good idea to try and get rid of the skirmishers while you can.
3 plus
3.
2.
It's 5. 2 squares. Down there you go.
And if I make contact like that, I can elect to just fight those.
You can be. I'm going to counter supporting them.
Yeah.
So you've got 4 combat fancy charging. It's 5 down the hill.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, you could go for the cavalry though, which will be a 1 dice fight.
No, I think I'll
Clear off the skirmishers.
try and clear off the skirmishes.
Okay, so I've got 2, up to 3, so that means you've got a 2 dice fight against me.
Yeah, that's what I thought. 4 and 1.
Okay, well I'll take the 4 then in which case.
Yeah.
I'll be pushed backwards here. And I've rolled a 1.
Right, so you refuse to move.
Yeah, now what's interesting is skirmishers don't pick up setback cards by being pushed back.
No.
So actually they're quite good at holding flanks and that kind of thing there.
Yeah.
And
they're doing a good job there, aren't
and they're really helping me win that battle on that
They
front.
really
I'm
are,
hoping.
aren't they? Yeah.
But I do need to win it there, because otherwise this centre is going to go very, very, very quickly.
I think we've got time for one more turn before we have a word from our sponsors.
Right then, in which case, back over to my phase now then, in which case, I'm now going to activate things for some just basic movements at the moment. Let's start off then with this one over here. Movement. 1.
They refuse to go.
Now this is now riskier, you see.
It is risky.
I want to start activating another one from movement. A roll of 1 won't do it.
No. Do something else, mate. Do something that doesn't involve movement, like beating me up over there.
Yeah, that's probably the right one. So I'm going to now try and beat you up over there. Then in which case, I've got a 2 dice fight when it goes to.
Yeah.
And I rolled a 2 and a 1.
Oh, which one would you like?
I'll take the 2, please.
No.
No, yeah.
No,
You cancel it? No.
No.
Oh, you know what? That's really disastrous. I've got no attack dice.
No.
And annoyingly, my general is not with that unit of cavalry.
No.
So that means we've got a grind taking place. Ooh. Now, a grind's a rather odd one, in that what happens is both the units which are fighting get pushed backwards.
Right.
So if you'd like to roll to how far backwards you go,
3.
so you go backwards 2 squares. And with my cavalry, I go backwards 3 squares over here.
Whoa.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Wow, that's, you know, there's been a lot of fighting going on there. These guys falling back to 2, 3 is not an unreasonable result, you know.
Well, it's worse than that because we both get a setback.
I know.
So there's another one.
I know.
And we're 6 now apiece. Unfortunately, it's going to be your turn in a moment. And worse still, we've both got to take discipline checks.
Cool. Suits and 9.
I need you to fall away now.
You did, but I didn't.
I rolled 8, so we're also standing.
Yeah.
So that, it's been a bit push and shove on that flank there. But most frustratingly for me.
But to be fair, when I did my clever deployment trick of banging them over there, I wasn't going to fight the main battle here. This was really about trying to
needed them to win.
Pin down as many of your units as possible. And at the moment, I'm keeping 2 units busy with one.
You are, and you've used the hill very, very cleverly there to charge down each time. So that's been working to your advantage. But it's frustrating because over here, I had some nice combats taking place. And I really, really, really needed to do something here because that poor unit of Raki and their bravery there around the ball standards might not go into anything. And of course, it's also meant my bow over there haven't got moving.
But what about the middle? What are you doing here?
Well, I can't. It's a reversal of fortune. So unfortunately, that's the key problem.
Right.
So
I hadn't.
The initiative has been passed over to you at this key moment.
How awful for you, mate. Right.
Well, poor on that bombshell. What a cliffhanger! And in the style of Saturday morning children's television, we're going to leave you hanging on the edge of a cliff, waiting for the next episode. We had a bit of a chat at the end of the first battle sequence we did. Things were looking great for you then. I said then, and you said to me then, you're going to have to do something, Richard, because you're looking like an idiot. And so I thought the only way I'm going to win this is get my legion stuck in the middle. And do you know where there were points there where I thought I was going to break your line and it didn't happen? But I'm now about to start off with my phase of play, and I reckon I've got you on the ropes. I'm over the moon with the way these cavalry have performed.
Yeah.
I'm also very pleased with the fact that your Muppets who came through the woods are a bit rubbish at map reading. Obviously, they didn't do their orienteering badge in the Boy Scouts. And I'm vaguely happy that these guys can hold them off, especially with this wood here, because I'm hoping now to push the fight in that direction, which creates something in between. I'm a bit excited here. I'm gabbling away like an old woman. How are you going to turn it around, mate? How are you going to win?
How am I going to win? Well, I've got to keep trying to press on this flank over here where I thought I had the advantage, but at the moment the hill has really worked to your advantage, charging down each time there, and you've basically managed to counter quite a large flanking force there. In the centre, things are looking bad, and my poor brave Iraqi who've held the line, gathered around the standards, are still in a pretty awful place. I sense we're going to get a rout there in a few moments' time, and then the question is, will the troops behind them go, or will they be able to stand? If I get lucky, you've still got quite an intact battle line to fight against.
Yeah,
and if I get unlucky, it could go badly wrong.
Yeah.
On this flank, I think this is where I've got to keep pressing it. You've only got the 12th Legion, a raw Legion there up against me. I've got the rear of the 10th at the moment, which looks exceptionally tempting. So the question is, can I get lucky? But it's unfortunately your phase now, which means that you've got the advantage. So
let's get on with it.
I'm in trouble. Let's hope we get an early reversal of fortune in a bad dice roll, because he's got so few dice left on his command board. Actually, I think it's going to take a few unlucky dice. I've got a few more still stationed over there, so I'm hoping I can still exert my influence at the key point in the battle where I need it.
Well, I said at the end of the first video when we were actually fighting, it was a game of 2 halves, and we're about to enter the third half.